Greetings to everyone. Welcome to the first session of my video where I am going to be demonstrating a lesson. So the topic that I have chose today is ambitious words. This means that being able to teach the scholars to be able to rewrite and retell their own stories using interesting or ambitious words. The resources that I have provided for you today are flashcards that are going to be used for the game. And then I've also provided these flashcards that we are going to be using to introduce and retell the story. And then here with me, I have a short story that we are going to be focusing on. And then I also have a short activity that the learners would have to complete towards the end of the lesson. And then I also have a board with me that the learners are going to use to write the words that will be given to them. And then lastly, I have crayons that the learners are going to need to be able to complete their activity because there's a drawing, because they are going to be instructed to draw a picture that demonstrates the story that they have created. My objectives for this lesson is that towards the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to pronounce and write the ambitious words that would be the new ambitious words that would be introduced today. The second objective would be that towards the end of the lesson, the learners will be able to create their own stories using the ambitious words that were given in the classroom. So let me begin my lesson. So today we are going to be, before I begin the lesson, I would like us to play a short game. Okay, so in this game, I'm going to group you guys into two groups. So there's going to be, is everyone listening? So there's going to be group A and there's also going to be group B. So in group A, you have your own class and group B has their own class. So I'm going to group you into two lines. So there's line A and line B. So the first scholar from line A come towards me? And the first scholar from line B come towards me. Okay. Pick a card. Then the scholar from line A picks the card. And then the scholar from line B also picks the card. And then please hold your card with you. Don't tell me what the card is and also don't show me what the card is. Okay, so try to read the card out loud. Okay, so one scholar from line A will then try to read the word out loud. Okay, so the first word is treasure. So the person from line B will then have to go to the board and try to write that word treasure with the help of the team members. So if you get the word treasure correct, then you will earn a point. But if you get it incorrect, then you will lose a point. We will take turns until everyone has taken part. After doing that, then the team that is able to spell and pronounce most ambitious words, will be the winner of the day. Okay. So this allows the learners to take part in a game, and it also allows me as a teacher to get starting points in being able to identify if they are able to write words that they haven't seen or words that I think they may not know. Words such as treasure, words such as community, words such as gather, words such as escape, besides them being able to write the words that we are going to be focusing on today. Okay. So I'm doing this to find out how much information they have on new words, or shall I say big words. Okay. So today we are going to be learning about ambitious words. Who can tell me what the word ambitious means. What does the word ambitious means? When I say ambitious to you, what comes first in your mind? Okay. So when we talk about ambitious, we are talking about something that is big, something that is unique, something that you are not used to. So now when we put the word words, it means that we are talking about big words and words that you are not familiar with. It might be words that you are finding difficult to write, words that you are finding difficult to pronounce. Okay. So who can give me an example of any ambitious words or interesting words that they know of? Yes. Oh, that's nice. Community. Yes, community. We just spoke about community now. Oh, yes. Fantastic. Yes, that's also an ambitious word because it's a big word. It's a word that some of you don't know how to write, some of you don't know how to pronounce, but some of you do know how to write those words, right? Okay. So today we are going to be focusing on learning those, not these ones. We're going to be focusing on learning these new ambitious words using a short story. See, I have provided a short story here. Okay. So before I even go here, who can tell me what they think the story is about? Okay. You think that the story is about two girls? Yes, because I've shown two girls. Okay. Yes. Okay, that's good. Okay, so the topic of the story states that the good girl and the naughty girl. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to read the story to you guys. Then after reading the story, I am going to let you guys read the story along with me. After reading the story along with me, then we are going to be identifying the words that are ambitious or the words that are ambitious to you. Okay. So I have also underlined the words that I felt like they were ambitious to you and the words that I would like us to focus on today. So I have underlined them. Please note that when we are reading, make sure that you pay attention to the words that are underlined because those are the words that we are going to be focusing on today. Is it clear, grade 2s? Okay, so see, the story is about two girls. Okay, so let me start. I'm going to read and then we're going to read together. Then we're going to discuss the interesting words that I have underlined. Okay, so the good girl and the naughty girl. Jamie and Sophie are good friends. They go to the same school and class, full stop. Remember to take note of full stop. They are both very intelligent. Remember, I said you must pay attention to the word that I have underlined. So they are both very intelligent pupils, although they're different in characters. See, I've also underlined the word characters, meaning that we are going to be learning about character. Jamie is polite and kind to Sophie. She is a very calm and well-mannered girl. So this means that Jamie is very behaved compared to Sophie. She is respectful to her teachers at school. She is also a diligent pupil. Pay attention to the word that I have underlined. So Sophie, on the other hand, is very disruptive. Pay attention to the word disruptive. She is very loud and cheeky. See, I've also underlined the word cheeky in the classroom. Sometimes she's also abrasive to the boys at school generally. Generally, Sophie is a lazy and careless person, but that doesn't change the love they have for each other. That means they care about each other so much. Okay. So, please, we're going to read the story again and then all together, and then I'm going to let you guys read the story alone. Okay, so we have read the story. Let us now go to the underlined word. Who can tell me what is the underlined? Who can spell out or pronounce the words that are underlined in this paragraph? Okay, so the first word is intelligent. What does the word intelligent mean? What do you think we mean when we talk about intelligent? Intelligent. Can everyone say intelligent? What do we mean when we say intelligent? Okay. Yes. I'm taking hands. Anyone knows? Okay, so do you want the teacher to help you? Okay, so intelligent is also seen as a word that is interesting and is seen as a new word because some of you in this class can't pronounce or spell the word intelligent. Okay, so what do you think the word intelligent means? What do you think the word intelligent means? Okay, so do you want me to help you? Okay, see here, I have provided you with an explanation or a definition of what the word intelligent means. Intelligent means having the ability to learn and understand things easier. That means that being able to, you see in class when I teach and then I ask you something and then you easily pick up your hand, then that means that you are intelligent because you are able to think faster and give me answers in a faster way. Okay. So let us take our smart boards, our chalkboards, and then after taking our, do we all have our chalkboards with us? Okay, so now we are going to be writing the word intelligent. Let me try to put it on the board for you. We are going to be writing the word intelligent. Intelligent. Remember to break the word. Okay, so take your boards. Are we all writing? Sorry. Take your board and do write the word intelligent with me. Okay, so after writing the word intelligent, now we are going to be, so I'll skip the other words because of time. So now we are going to be completing an activity. So I think this activity is fun in a way because it's going to allow me to check if you guys understood the new words that I was teaching about in class. Remember, we learned about intelligent, we learned about characters, we learned about diligent, we learned about disruptive, we learned about cheeky, we learned about abrasive. So in total, we learned about 8 new words today. So I'm going to leave all the new words that we learned about on the board so that you guys can remember and be able to spell them and also take notes of the definitions. Okay, so yes. So I hope everyone can see the words. Okay. So in this activity that I have provided, at the top here, it says name and surname. So you're going to write your name and surname. And then here it says class activity. Let me read it out for you so that you understand. Create your own short story using the interesting words that you learned in class. Also include a drawing in the square box provided to represent your story. Represent means to show your story. See, I also created my own mini story. After creating my own mini story, I provided pictures. I drew pictures to show what's happening in the story. So with you also, what you're going to do is that you're going to pick any words from the new words that we learned today in class and use it to write your own short story. So here I've also provided the lines. So make sure that you write along the line so that your work is going to be straight. Here you're going to write your story using any words. You can choose to write with 2 words, 3 words, 4 words. It's up to you. And then after writing, please color in those words or circle them so that the teacher can see that it's new words that we are focusing on. And then after doing that, you are going to draw a picture. So this picture should also tell me what's happening in your story. So after drawing the picture, you're going to take the crayons and then you're going to crayon your picture. I have also provided a small girl picture here. You can also color in it if you want to. So if you finish your work earlier, you are welcome to color in this little picture that is provided. Okay. So what I have provided the learners with to check their understanding, what I have done to ensure the learners' understanding in this activity is that I asked questions, I engaged with the learners, I made sure that everyone was participating and taking part in the lesson. That is asking them questions and allowing them to write words in their board so that they don't lose interest easily on the lesson. I also allowed them to pronounce the words with me. I also read with them along the story. We also interpreted the story together. Okay, I also provided an individual activity that allowed me as a teacher to be able to assess if they did gain something, if they did gain knowledge on the lesson that was provided today, on the lesson that was taught today. Okay, so the second session of my video is question 7 that says tell us about yourself, background, qualification, and your teaching experience. Okay, so I am Siyanda Mnguni. I am originally from KZN, KwaZulu-Natal, as I did my secondary education level there, and then I moved on to Johannesburg where I completed my higher institution level. I recently completed my Bachelor of Education degree, B.Ed, in the foundation phase. This means that I focus solely on foundation phase learners. Okay. So I have to say that I have learned so many qualities as I enrolled in the University of Johannesburg, because I never used to be someone that is confident and someone that I had a positive self-esteem. So now I am proud to say that those are one of the qualities that I have learned to develop along the way in this education sector. I also interact well with children as I am trained with pedagogical content knowledge that allows learners to be able to adjust in any learning condition or in environment. I am also calm and persistent. That means that I'm able to work with children. I'm able to engage with children. The second quality that I have developed in the University of Johannesburg would have to be that I portray good teamwork skills, because I am able to work I'm able to work in a team, and I'm able to listen to others people's ideas and bring them and also consider them. Okay. I am also familiar with different teaching strategies and techniques to make teaching successful. as I pride myself in making sure that at the end of the day, children, at the end of the day, I pride myself in ensuring that at the end of the day, learning takes place. Okay, so I have included my qualification, I have included my background, I have included my qualities, and then the experience. I have worked at a foundation called Atlehang Bana Foundation, which is situated in the Soweto Dobsonville. So this program focuses solely on making sure that the learners are assisted in major subjects such as mathematics and language. It can English language precisely. So what happens is that this program takes place during the weekend, as it provides extra classes to the learners that may be struggling with mathematics and also English. I have also I have also did work integrated learning at Funda Uchabule school that is situated within the University of Johannesburg. This school focuses on us as the new recently qualified graduates. So what we did while I was still a student is that we would usually go to that school to practice and gain more experience on being able to teach learners in the classroom and also learn different strategies on how to approach learners and how to deal with learners when faced with certain situations. Okay. One of my weakest strengths, I would honestly say, is being able to work under pressure. Sometimes I struggle when it comes to working under pressure because I easily panic when the deadline is approaching. But that I do believe that working with Spark School will allow me to learn and cope under difficult situation and to work well under pressure. The second question would be, okay, tell us why would you like to work at a Spark school and which Spark core do you value the most? I think I would like to work with Spark School because when I did my research, I found out that one of the things that I found out is that Spark School is viewed as one of the top schools when it comes to innovation and also being able to be persistent in making sure that learning are kept. Okay, let me start again. So I would like to work for Spark Schools because when I did my research, one of the things that stood out the most for me is that Spark Schools are regarded as one of the top schools when it comes to being innovative and also being persistent and also striving for success at all times. And Spark School is aimed at maintaining their vision, which is focused on South Africa leads to global education. This means that they strive to produce good quality education and they take care of their learners, or shall I say scholars, and they take pride in the work that they do. So I would also like to be part of that team because I feel like that I'm a recently qualified graduate, so there's still a lot to learn and there's still a lot of skills and techniques that I need to develop as a new qualified teacher. So I believe that working with Spark Schools will allow me and give me that opportunity to be able to learn, as I am also open to learning new ideas and also strengthening my work ethics. The core that I value the most about Spark School is self-reflection. The reason I say self-reflection is because it is very important to do introspection after completing your lesson. So what you have to do is that you have to sit down after teaching your lesson, sit down and be able to identify your weak links and also be able to identify your strength. So after identifying your weak links, you will then be able to say, okay, I am struggling with this and this and this and this. So therefore, let me provide these different strategies or methods in the next lesson so that to improve my teaching skills. So that's why I view self-reflection as one of not okay, let me say one of the essential cause when it comes to myself, because it's very essential to be able to introspect yourself, be able to identify if you have identified your weak links and to be able to identify your strong points in the lesson that you have taught so that on your next lesson you're going to be able to improve on it. Okay. Working as a team. A member of your team in which you are working is not doing their work or collaborating. What would you do to solve this? Okay. First, one of the expectations, that is one of the expected things during group work is that the group members need to need to separate the word equally so that everyone will get sorry. One of the important things when it comes to teamwork is that being able to separate the word equally so that you will be able to reach a common goal as a team together. So now if one member of the team is lacking, or slacking, that will provide inconvenience to the group, and then the group now will end up not participating in the way that they would have if you were part of the team. So this causes difficulties when it comes to even completing the work in time, because now if one of the group members is not engaging, it will cause the other group members to also be left behind. So what I would do when faced with this issue, I would first, as a group member, identify the problem or the challenge that that specific group member might be facing at that time. After identifying the issue, I would then sit down as a group, then come up with different strategies and different techniques that we can use to accommodate the team member, because you might find out that it's not because the team member doesn't want to take part in the work, but it might be because he or she is not understanding, or he or she is irritated by something that was done by another group member. So sitting down together and finding out the problem will lead us to being able to work together in also finding out new solutions to better the group communication, and also assist the group member that might be faced with that challenge. Okay, tell us how you will manage behavior in your classroom given that you have some disruptive behavior. Okay, so I would manage classroom behavior by firstly making sure that I install rules and regulations in my classroom and routines. This is aimed at making sure that the learners are able to know what is right and also know what is wrong. After doing this, it will allow them to know that, okay, whenever I'm doing something, they have to remember that teacher said that one of the rules in our classroom says that we're not allowed, maybe we're not allowed to throw a paper on the floor. It said that we are not allowed to throw the paper on the floor, then they would refrain from doing that. Maybe we're not allowed to talk, or we have to raise our hand if we're speaking or if we want to say something. This will also reprimand them in knowing that I'm not allowed to be disruptive when the teacher is talking, or when the teacher is teaching, or maybe by then they will have it in their minds that okay, there are rules that are set for them, and in these rules they have to follow them, because if they do not follow them, there might be maybe a certain punishment. Okay, not necessarily punishment, but maybe there might be something that might be done to them, or the teacher might not be happy about their behavior. Another thing that I would do is that I would also offer rewards. Offer rewards means that if a learner is well behaved, I would offer maybe merits to the learner in order to motivate and encourage others that are not behaving in class to be motivated and also want to get that star or that reward at that certain time. I would also try to engage when I'm teaching. I would also try to engage everyone in the classroom, because sometimes you might find out that children are disruptive. You might find out that they are disruptive because the teacher is not paying attention to them, not that they are making noise because they are trouble, or they are not listening. So I would try to engage everyone when working or when teaching in the classroom. So this will allow them, or the learners that are usually disruptive, to not have time, to start doing things that are unnecessary in the classroom, or making noise or disrupting everyone. So there won't be time for such. So everyone will be busy. So I'm going to try by all means to engage everyone, to make sure that in every activity that I do, every learner is engaged in that activity. This contributes to less disruptions, as everyone is busy focusing on that activity that they would be given to in the classroom. And last question, okay, time management. How would you keep within your schedule? I would keep within my schedule by making sure that I limit my lessons. I time myself in the things that I do, and also I avoid, setting out activities that will end up wasting most of the time in the classroom. Activities such as maybe most of the time activities that allow the learners to do so many activities at once, then it ends up wasting the time. Another thing, I'll also analyze the activity before even going to the classroom. This means that I would have more time to go through the activity, and also I try to think of the anticipated questions that the learners might have when I'm teaching this lesson. This means that when my teaching time comes, I'll be easy to answer the questions because I had already gone through the activity or the lesson. So I'm now much active and awake into ensuring or into trying to find the questions that they are going to be asking in the classroom. I would also plan my time wisely in terms of setting tasks for myself. This means that I would have to divide tasks so that I manage my time. For example, if I said that today I'm focusing on new words, it means that I'm solely going to be focusing on those new words and avoid going to or teaching them about something else that might not be related to the content that we're focusing on today in this lesson. In that particular lesson, I mean. Okay, so the last question would be closing motivations. Why should we hire you? I think that Spark School should hire me because I believe that with the experience that I have from work integrated learners and being to be able to work with and being able to work with learners or scholars puts me in the advantageous position in being able to work with the learners. And I also think that should Spark School hire me, I aim to bring change to the school in ensuring that I provide the curriculum with flexible ideas, innovative ideas, and new ideas that are fresh and all that. One of those ideas that I would provide, and one of those skills that I would provide, is teaching teachers to move away from the concept maybe of charts. There's so many things to teach besides using charts. For example, we live in a modern world, so now there's now smartphones, there's now smart boards, there's now internet. So I would I would bring change in being able to teach using those new methods and strategies, such as maybe using internet for a video when telling a story, maybe using the laptop or using a radio when teaching about a certain song. I also think that Spark School should hire me because I think that I have all the qualities needed to be a good teacher. I think that is all. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.